to bring out stuff that's helpful for you, that's reality based, right? A lot of times you hear how perfectly people run their businesses and how perfectly things are in their life and how perfect everything run. We're here to talk reality today and look at strategies that you can find and actually use them to help you learn in business and life. So, first question.
All right, bring it on.
She said, bring it on. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal background
Mhm.
and what motivated you to actually become a business expansion coach and strategist?
So yes, oh my gosh, where do I start? It's been a journey. So I went to the Ohio State University and graduated with two business degrees. And that's when I always was a business owner. Like I was always an entrepreneur selling something. Always from age of 12, Twana, I was selling lemonade. Like I always was doing something. But when I went to Ohio State, I realized that business was in my blood. Like I absolutely loved the whole concept of running a business. And so went into corporate, into pharmaceutical sales, and I realized that wasn't for me. And so I had a previous business, and I was kind of locked in to only helping people in certain areas. And
Mhm.
I found that there was a need for business owners in all industries because as a business expansion coach and strategist, I'm not specific to one industry because I teach business. So I'm not going to teach you how to be a real estate agent. I'm going to teach you how to build your business on a solid platform and build the type of infrastructure that will allow your business to thrive, to last, give it longevity, make sure you have the right systems, strategies, operations, all that good stuff. And so I found that there was a need, and a lot of business owners were starting businesses, but businesses weren't lasting. Or I was seeing a lot of, especially women of color, starting businesses and not having the resource and the concept and just understand, because we know what we know, right? You're a
Right.
therapist, therapy, you know what I mean? And so, but a lot of times as business owners, we don't know business. And
Yeah.
that's what I was seeing. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, this must be the direction that you want me to go in, helping businesses build solid platforms and infrastructures. And it's so crazy. When I first started, my title was personal development coach, but I wanted to teach business owners. So it wasn't in alignment. And so I had to do a total rebrand. And so those business owners who are listening and you're like, my messaging is not connecting, I'm leaving money on the table. It's okay to step back, look at your business and say, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to rebrand. Maybe it's time to sit with a coach. Maybe it's time for me to really understand who my target audience is. And that's what I had to do. And
Mm.
so reframed, reconfigured, rebranded, and developed my business coaching and consulting company where as a business expansion coach and strategist, I teach business owners how to expand this way. So while they're growing,
Mhm.
if you think about a tree expands with multiple branches of business or of revenue, whatever way you want to look at it. And so, what I was finding is there were a lot of business owners who were not lasting. There were businesses that were starting and they didn't have the right systems. And so, teaching business owners how to expand so there's multiple pieces of business inside of their business model is my jam. Because my thing is, and that's how I've been able to help over 3,000 plus women because I teach them the concept of business, but also expansion. And so that's kind of
Yeah.
how I evolved. I found a missing piece to the puzzle.
See, Shanice is so good, y'all. She has already answered my second question. That pivotal moment, and like she said, she was a personal development coach, but realized she wanted to do business, and there was not the alignment.
Mhm.
And oftentimes, when there isn't an alignment in your business, you tend to get anxious, you tend to get nervous, you tend to worry, and things just don't seem right for some reason. And so I love it how she said, don't be afraid to take that step back and relook at it, get help, rebrand, and move forward. Right.
Yes, yes.
It's just like what we've learned now in the world of career. I know for me, from when, I'm a Gen Xer, and the guidance that I got was go to school, go finish high school, get a college degree, get that job, and a lot of times get that good government job, stay
Yes.
there for 30 and 40 years until you retire, and then
Yes.
you're safe.
Yeah.
Well, no, we don't do that anymore. You're gonna have up to 10 different jobs. Even as a business owner, you may do like Shani said and rebrand and go in a different direction, and it's okay.
It's okay. And it's okay if you're running a business and working a job. For
Yeah,
so long, you've been told, oh, you become an entrepreneur and you build that business so you can walk away from your job. But you can't have both. There are a lot of business owners that love their career and they
yeah,
love their business.
yeah,
And for so long, we're taught as women that we have to choose, and we don't. We don't. It
exactly.
can be an and. It doesn't have to be or. It can be
I
an and.
love I love that. I constantly tell my ladies, especially for Black women, we're put in a box.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ask for the box. You
Mm-mm.
may not even agree with the box, but for some reason we feel like once we've been put in that box, that's where we have to stay. And I'm
Mm.
all about breaking the box open. Maybe you want to exist in a circle. It's your choice.
It's your
But
choice.
you do not have to stay. And I know for me, I did both. I worked for the federal government
Mhm.
for the first 10 years. I had my business. I did both from